Everybody, hope you're doing well. So I want to do this video, try to get a couple of these out, and I want to discuss arbitrage versus sabotage. A lot of people, especially those that are building, we have people in our community, so people in general that are building, they understand arbitrage, and unfortunately, there are a lot of people who do the exact opposite, which I would say would be the sabotage. I'm going to play this quick clip and I just want to have a discussion. So, check this out. What's arbitrage? Basically, you're just buying and selling securities or currencies, commodities in different markets, okay? Or derivative forms to take advantage of the differing prices. So, you're buying and selling and you want to make money, both ways. It's like, yeah. So, if you're investing, I'm sure you're aware of that. So, arbitrage, you're just, buying and selling and you want to make money. What's the sabotage? Um, Deliberate damage, causing deliberate damage. You want to destroy something, you want to obstruct, you want to cause some damage. And this is what I wanted to talk about. Some people they engage in arbitrage and some do sabotage. Which one are you? I hope and pray it's not the latter. So, gonna play this clip from a movie. And basically, this guy is trying to sell this company, get a major deal going. However, there is an audit. He obviously made some bad investments. Okay. And as a result, he needs a couple $100 million to kind of get through the audit so we can go ahead and sell the company. Yeah. That's a major deficit. So he's trying to, I want to say pull one over, but so he's basically gotten a loan from another business associate for $412 million, of course, for a fee. And then once the deal goes through, he'll give the guy the money back. Okay, so let's listen to this brief clip.
Thank you, Diane. So, I'm here. Guess what's not?
Jeffrey, I told you, I'm working on it.
You're working on it. Yeah.
I'm working on
Well, while you're doing that, let me tell you what's not working.
it. Okay.
What's not working is my $412 million that's sitting in your account so you can pass your audit. The $412 million you needed, you said, for 2 weeks, and which has been languishing now for 32 days, while it could be elsewhere invested, earning an actual return instead of couching this absurd lie that you're spinning.
What do you want me to say?
That you're going to get a signature from Mayfield, and that my hostage money and my fee are going to be sent to me promptly, say, by tomorrow?
I'm solving the problem. I want to get your money. And your fee. You will have it very shortly.
When?
As soon as Mayfield signed the papers. So you probably saw this movie. And here's the thing about it. Again, there's arbitrage and there's also sabotage. So this happens in real life. I've seen people do it. Now, this wasn't because the person was trying to pass an audit. No, they didn't have that kind of problem. Okay. But this is how people build. They have each other's back. And the person that's actually letting them hold his money, hey, it's not for free. It's not for free. It's for a fee. So he can go ahead and get to the next level, sell that company, and move on with his life. You probably saw the movie, and then in the end, once the deal is made, the money is pulled back. In the end, there's a gala, and the man that bought the company, Mayfield, person says, hey, I guess he lets him know that there's a shortfall because the money's been pulled back. The deal is done. And what does he say? He doesn't see a problem. And you would think there is a problem. No, 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 no. He doesn't see a problem. Even though the money is pulled back from that company, that's a major problem. Being who he is, you don't want to say in my opinion, that you bought that company and then $412 million end up missing. Why? That's going to show that you did not do or may not have done your due diligence. In the business world, you let that happen, your reputation can sink. And trust and believe, the person that's pulling the stunt is probably already aware. hmm So, and I thought about that when this first came out years ago, and a friend of mine were talking. She was like, "Man, in the BC, which she didn't say BC, but we could have it could have been pulled off." And I said, "Why?" Which I know why, because of sabotage. hmm I've seen people. I've seen a person. Oh, hey, they want to buy a property, and I am literally sitting on the sofa. I think he had $4 or $5 million in the bank. And he said he needed $7 million. What do you think he did? Sitting there watching, I'm looking at television. He got on the phone in his office, called a friend, $2 million. And what does a friend do? Let him hold that money and put that in his account because he needed to get something accomplished and he had to have a certain amount of money in that account and he did not have the $7 million. Said he came up with five, need two more. So he literally called a friend and he was like, "Yep, problem solved." And back to watching the movie on the sofa like everything's done. I mean, that happened. I'm like, wow, that's how people operate. So then the person gets the property that they want, then the friend gets their money back. That's what building looks like. Some people sabotage. I was just telling a friend of mine, I said, if you got a person who's a downer or negative influence in your business, please, please get them out. Get them out. Because some people understand arbitrage and that's how they're able to build, and some people understand sabotage. And I thought about that. I myself had an issue while I was trying to get something accomplished. And I said, oh my goodness, all of a sudden a hiccup came, and I knew, I'm like, man, I think this little business deal for me and I needed the deal, of course. It's just crumbled. I remember walking to the office and I knew, this is how I knew the girl already knew. I'm like, man, this is like, if that's not there in time, I'm going to be screwed. The deal is going to be over. And what happened? As I was walking through the door, I'll never forget, Becky standing there and she was standing there with her hand. You know how you're squeezing your hand like kind of tense? You've got your fingers in your fist in your other hand and going back and forth, stress. And I knew then when she did that, I was like, and she was just standing there watching. I'm like, wow, she's up from the desk and she's just standing there. And it's like, I knew then, I said, dang, it's going to be bad news. And this deal that I need, for a little person is going to be done. I just knew it. I said, I could tell by her body language, she was rather tense. And so the time I walked in, she's like, oh, hey, I understand what you're trying to do. I'm like, the deadline is past. This is, she says, I understand what you're trying to do, but I was able to stall. I'm like, oh my God. She's like, yeah, I was able to stall. I know what you're trying to do. And she was like, if they had gone by this, I know the deadline, it would have been sunk. No, I don't get nothing. And we don't have a deal. She said, I know what you're trying to do. So I was able to stall. And she came up with something that was kind of interesting. She said, oh, I said I lost the paperwork. I misplaced it. I was able to stall. And she's like, I got them right here. Go ahead and sign. Go ahead and sign. And oh my gosh. And I thank her to this day. I signed those papers. Boop. Nice envelope. Deal done. Hallelujah. She's like, yeah. She put the heavy on her. I said, I misplaced the papers. I was able to stall. I said, I misplaced them in the office and I was able to get some more time. Girl, thank you. You saved the day. A person that wants to sabotage, they wouldn't do that. They'll be like, oh well, she well, this right here what happened, so the things have changed, the numbers have changed, so oh well, that's just too bad because things have changed now, so she's gonna be out of luck. And the reason I want to have this video is for a lot of us don't need it. That's because you wouldn't be on this channel. But some people don't understand. When you do sabotage, you don't win. You don't win. Right now, there's a crisis people are discussing, about Black unemployment. Within the group, we can't do sabotage and expect to excel. Arbitrage, the idea for everybody to win. That deal with me, for her to say, oh, I was able to start, I lost the paperwork. If she wasn't able to start, I would have been out of luck. And that would have been, again, I'm a little person, you know, uh, tens of thousands of dollars out of my pocket that I wouldn't have had because I'm a little person. I'm not wealthy. I wish, but you understand what I'm saying. So it's things like that. People need to understand that's how you're able to get to the next level, and so on and so on. That's how. When I hear things like, some people say in the community, "Oh, I ain't got to do this," and you sure don't. You don't have to patronize any business. You sure don't. Let me ask you a question. The ones you patronize and hold so dear, and let's not pretend that they're just treating us with the ultimate respect 24/7. We are not getting the Neiman Marcus, Horchild, or white glove treatment. Let's not lie. In all these establishments that are non-black. And I'm not going to tell anybody, that you have to do business with a black business. I'm not telling you that. But I just want to say this right here. We've seen them to do a good job on sabotage when it comes to each other. Why do we have such high unemployment than other groups? Well, we face discrimination and racism, and we also have sabotage. Why we can't get along with each other, and I mean the customer as well as the business owner. All those other folks, they'll take your money. Let's say they're gonna do a whole lot of mass hiring. Don't hold your breath. The politicians. Everybody understands business. Life is business. We want to act like we didn't get the memo. Life is business. It's not about going to work and getting you a check. Then guess what? Once I get off work, I'm gonna go home and twerk, and you're gonna keep on just going to work and twerk, and then this what's gonna happen. One day the job is gonna be gone, and you won't be able to go into work. Might lose your spot, and you can be homeless and still twerk. Life is business. And when people are at the bottom, there is a lot of anger there. But at some point, we have to realize the sabotaging is not working. It's not. The haterade, how's it working for you? It's not working for the group as a collective. And that's why so many people in the group that want to excel, they walk away because they just have the sabotage. Because I am convinced that from what I can see, the collective of the group does not understand business, let alone understand arbitrage. But one thing I've noticed that a lot of people have nailed down when it comes to business in their community. Oh, they got the sabotage down. How's that working for you? Sabotage away all the way into poverty. How's that working? High unemployment. How's that working? So again, I think a lot in our group, and I say it respectfully, we have to learn to grow. Don't understand arbitrage. We don't even understand. A lot of people refuse to accept the basics of family about building. Don't want that. We understand fatherless home, baby daddy. And I ain't gotta buy from you and turn each other down. And all we're doing in the end, while they're making money, again, buying and selling of securities, currency or commodities in different markets or different derivative forms, while they're making money doing arbitrage, we sitting up here doing what? Sabotage. And if it doesn't apply, let it fly. They're making money doing arbitrage. We're sitting up doing what? Sabotage. You look at the wealth gap. And then some will say, well, we have to deal with additional things and forces. Uh-huh. And if you already know that life is not fair and we are used to getting the short end of the stick in this country, it's best to go ahead and use the stick that you do have to the best of your darn ability. Because what I can see right now is a whole lot of us on a sinking damn ship and there's not enough lifeboats. It's just not. The Titanic, we're on it. Can't work together, can't build together. Sabotage. So yeah, other groups are doing arbitrage. We're doing sabotage. How's that working out for the collective? High unemployment, homelessness, middle class being stumped out. And if the middle class in the country is being stumped out, when it comes to the middle class in this community, in our community, oh, child, strangled out. You can look down. It's like, well, there's some smoke there. Yeah. Of what was the middle class? Oh, there's some smoke there. Uh huh. And many of us are not going to rise from the ashes. Sounds nice, not reality. So some people are doing arbitrage and they're not just they're living, not just surviving. And some people are doing sabotage and they are not living, and guess what? Can't even afford to survive. So yeah, arbitrage versus sabotage. Please, people, don't be the latter. Thanks for watching. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share. And I look forward to hearing your comments.